Hi everyone, my name is Julie. This is Keep Calm with Books and Coffee, and I talk about books on this channel, mainly books about magic. And today we have an unhaul for you. Hello everyone, and welcome to the video for today. Now this is going to be a pretty quick unhaul. Actually, I've been accumulating this pile beside me for a few months, but it's really not that much, which is actually kind of fantastic because it means that I feel like I'm getting through some of my backlist. I'm getting through some of my books that I have read and decided I don't need anymore, or books that I have purchased and I'm unhauling without reading. It means I'm getting better at selecting books for myself. So that's really actually pretty fantastic. But today we're going to talk about the handful of books that I am going to be unhauling here in the near future. The first few here are a series, and they are the most recent additions to this list. They are the Peculiar Taste volumes. Now this is a novella series with 6 different authors that I read this first volume and liked it okay. I DNF'd both stories in this volume, and then I decided that I wasn't interested in continuing for this one. So I picked these up used at my local indie, and I thought it would be fun to try them. They weren't super expensive, and they were very, very pretty. Like there's a lot here that's very gorgeous about them. They're signed. I knew that these were like exclusive. Like I was excited. I was thinking if I liked these, then this would be a really cool find. But I just found that these stories weren't for me. There was a lot of content warnings in here that just didn't work for me, or they were ones that I, didn't jive with when I tried them for the first time. So we're gonna pass on these. We're gonna pass these on to somebody who is gonna love them more than I will. So I did enjoy the ones that I enjoyed, but for the most part, these just weren't stories for me. There's nothing wrong with them. They just weren't stories for me. Speaking of books that just weren't in my wheelhouse, I am unhauling The Fine Print by Lauren Asher. This is a Dreamland Billionaires series. This is the first book, and I talked about this recently in one of my vlogs that I didn't like this book because I don't like mean heroes. I don't like mean male protagonists that are supposed to be love interests. And this one just, the male main love interest really rubbed me the wrong way right off the bat. I gave it a little bit of time, but it just didn't work out for me. And what I'm learning is I just maybe need to try romance a little bit more before I invest in the book. So that's this one. Hoo boy. As I'm going through this stack, I'm realizing how many DNFs are in this stack. The next one is The Band Sinister by KJ Charles. I love KJ Charles. I love so many of her books. I love her queer historical romance, but this one and I just did not get along, and I'm not quite sure why. I tried to read it a few months ago and fully gave it like 50 pages and just wasn't connecting to the characters, wasn't getting into the story, was pretty much uninterested right from the get-go. Not sure if it was just a character thing or just wrong book, wrong time, but I don't have a big draw to go back and try it again, so this one's going to be an unhaul. A very rare miss for me with this author. Then we have Horror Store by Grady Hendrix. This is a story of the employees, I think, of an IKEA-like store that are being haunted, and I tried to read this. I did not get along with it. I just simply didn't care about these characters. I once again gave it the good old college try and slowly just realized that this one wasn't going to be for me, which is kind of unfortunate because it's been on my radar for quite a while, but it just wasn't for me. It didn't work. So I think what I'm learning for Grady Hendrix is I'm more of a fan of his historically set horror rather than his modern. So we're going to continue to try those more set in the past ones and kind of steer clear of these ones that are contemporarily set. I also think Grady Hendrix is just going to be a library author for me that I want to try it from the library before I buy it. Next up, I have The Jasad Air by Sarah Hashim, and this is one that I soft DNF'd earlier this year when I was in a reading slump, and then I came back to it later this year to try the first few chapters again to see if I wanted to hang on to it, if I wanted to try it a little more, and it just didn't grab me. I was just really struggling to get into this one, and it didn't entice me at all. So I think that's just a me problem. I really don't think there's anything wrong with the book. I just don't think me and this writing style work. So I'm gonna be unhauling it. Then the last one is disappointing, but not surprising really, and it is The Ruthless Lady's Guide to Wizardry by C.M. Wagoner. I tried this author's most recent release earlier this year, and then I actually ended up trying one of their older books and not really connecting with it, and I decided to unhaul this one just without even trying. It's simply because that after trying 2 books in vastly different genres and not getting along with either of them, and then reading this sort of mid reviews of this book, I just decided this wasn't going to be for me and I'm going to unhaul it. So that's that. But that's going to be it for the unhaul today. Like I said, it's not a huge pile, but these have been collecting a little bit over time, so I'd like to clear this shelf and continue on and move these along, either onto Pango or Little Free Libraries donations, whatever. But that's it. That's all the books. So I'm really happy actually that these are mostly ones. I think there's only one here that I truly unhauled without even trying. I tried most of these. I gave them a shot in some way, shape, or form and just decided they weren't for me, which is exciting because it means that I haven't had that many books that are, you know, not to my taste in the last few months, but it is also disappointing that there are still those books. But anyway, if you have any thoughts or feelings or want to share anything with me about the books that I talked about today, please let me know down below. Please be respectful, even if these are your favorite books. I have nothing against the authors, these just didn't work for me. If you aren't feeling chatty but you still want to let me know you were here, go ahead and leave me your favorite weather-related emoji. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!